Everyone, my name's Jimbo, welcome back to the channel. If you like what I do here, consider clicking that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. I haven't reviewed a game in so long, so this feels really weird. The last time I reviewed a game was probably Spider-Man for the PS4, which was an absolute amazing game, and it's still my favourite on the PS4 today.
Hey there lads and lasses, Jimbo here. So, Spider-Man for the PS4. As promised, here's my review of this masterpiece of a superhero video game.
So games are not really in my area of expertise. Well, neither are movies, but I know more about movies than I do about games. So I'll try my best to break down what I liked and what I disliked about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and we're starting right now. So I just want to throw out a quick disclaimer everyone, I'm unsure how to capture and record game footage, so the footage I will be using for this review is from the EA Star Wars trailer. At this point I'm sick of talking about Star Wars, so let's dive right into it. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was released for the PS4 and Xbox One. So I'm going to be talking about the PS4 version that I own and my experience with the game personally. Full spoilers ahead for the game's story and more. You play as a Jedi Padawan named Cal Kestis, and he's one of the very few survivors from Order 66. So this game is based between Episode 3 and Episode 4. The story is Jedi Fallen Order's strong point. There's an incredible solid story behind it with amazing characters. Although the story is nothing overly creative, it's all about Cal as he goes into hiding, but then suddenly when he has to rescue his friend, he's discovered by the Empire and goes on the run. So eventually Cal meets two other characters aboard a ship called the Mantis. Seer, a former Jedi Master, and Grease the pilot. I think out of the three characters they all work well together. Cal is the one who has to step out the shadow of his master and rediscover the Force. Grease is this wise-cracking alien guy who learns what it's like to have friends. But Seer, I thought, had the most interesting story. Her backstory feels the closest to home when it comes to Star Wars canon, and makes the experience all the more better. So Seer has his apprentice called Trilla, and she failed her. Seer had to leave Trilla behind after a long drawn-out torture session which turned Trilla to the dark side. So now the relationship between Seer and Trilla is now beyond repair, and this plays heavily on Cal's shoulders, as he befriends Seer, but discovers the truth about what happened as the story goes on. So, while Seer may be the most interesting character in terms of backstory for me, she didn't steal the limelight from Cal. Cal is an awesome Star Wars character, and I thought he was fleshed out beautifully, and I cared about him a lot. One of the strongest points of the game as well is Cal's friendship with his little droid sidekick BD-1. I mean, look at this guy, he's cute. I never thought I'd find a droid cuter than R2-D2 until BB-8 came along, and now BD-1 is a thing. This is too much, it's overwhelming. I mean, just look at this little face. Yeah, BD-1 is adorable, but at least Cal doesn't fuss the droid like a dog. What the hell are you doing, Poe? By the end of the game, Cal encounters Trilla one more time after running into her at least 2 or 3 times throughout the journey. And at the very end, Cal encounters Darth Vader. And it made sense what they did. They made the ending just a sequence of Cal trying to get away from Vader, not necessarily battling him. It makes sense to me that Cal is now nowhere near ready to take on Vader. Not like the Force Unleashed where Starkiller pretty much wastes Vader easily. So let's talk about another strong point of the game, the combat. The combat mechanics I thought were really good. It gives you that sense of a challenge, something that the Force Unleashed fails to do. The Force Unleashed combat mechanics, you can blast your way through linear based levels and cut through pretty much any enemy, but Jedi Fallen Order forces you as a player to use strategy to your advantage. You need to time your dodges, your blocks and attacks. If you rush in and try to blast your way through everything, you're going to die quite often. I only played this game on the easiest difficulty to begin with, but I recommend playing it on normal to get a sense of the challenge, if challenging gameplay is what you like. So if you're wondering, is the game better than The Force Unleashed? Yes it is. By an absolute landslide. It's not like most Star Wars games we know. Enemies will attack you at the same time and won't wait around for you to waste one enemy before they attack. You can upgrade your Force abilities on certain meditation points by spending skill points. Skill points you earn throughout the game by defeating enemies. And throughout the story you regain certain Force abilities like Force Push, Force Pull and more. But one of my favourite aspects of the gameplay is that before you regain a Force ability, it shows Cal in some kind of danger. For example, he's falling off a cliff, then the game will cut to a short training montage of Cal as a youngling, training with his master. And once you've accomplished this small training montage, you regain that particular Force ability. My favourite part of these training montages being the final one, where it shows the very start of Order 66, and Cal and his master are trying to escape. Inevitably, Cal's master is killed, in which makes Cal close himself off from the Force. So the level-based designs are a thing of beauty, Cal travelling to at least 5 different planets and one of them being Kashyyyk. Even though these Wookiees look like they've been on a 6-week drinking bender without stopping, I mean, they look atrocious.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
I don't care.
The levels are pretty big with a lot of sections you can explore. Sometimes levels are worth revisiting when you gain a certain force ability that can help you traverse a certain platform and get through a certain door. The one gripe I have with the game is its horrendous map system. The map system sucks. I know there are some people who say the map system is good, and the map is good for showing you what parts of the game you haven't explored yet, but it's also very confusing to me. A kind of 3D map with certain sections to it, but after you've completed the main objective and then you have to find your way back to the Mantis, I found myself backtracking a lot and getting lost. Plus there are some sections of the level which required sliding and you can't go up a slide now, can you? Good thing about this is that you can create shortcuts to make getting back to your ship a little easier. I encountered a couple of glitches, but overall I had a really good time with Jedi Fallen Order. It sets things up nicely for a sequel, and this might just be my favourite Star Wars game of all time. So I'm going to give Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order an A. I know this review is pretty short, guys, but I didn't want to bore you for too long. So as always, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more content just like this. Remember, you are awesome. Take care.